welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey and today I'm doing another 24-hour manga readathon. If you've been following my channel for a little bit, you know that I like to do sometimes, to keep the channel funky fresh, some 24-hour manga readathons. Today, I thought I would spice it up a little bit by diving into my omnibuses. If you've watched my 24-hour manga readathons before, you know that this is a different type of vlog. It's basically, I come to you, tell you which manga I'm reading, summarize it, read it for you, and give a review at the end. And of course, I try to do this in 24 hours and see how many mangas I can get through. So I had the idea, I have so many omnibuses and I just want to continue in these stories that I love. So I want to see how many mangas I can read within a 24-hour period. This is not a staying up all night type of vibe for the 24 hours. I have a son. I need to sleep in order to take care of him. So there will definitely be sleeping involved. In addition to that, tomorrow morning, I am going out for breakfast with my dad. So we will have that interruption. In regards to the first manga I'm going to read, I think what I'm going to do is tackle volume 2 of Dragon Ball because I would like to continue the story. I would like to continue purchasing these volumes. I think they're so freaking nice. And I want to get to the Dragon Ball Z part of Goku's story because that's the story that I know very well. So I think I'm going to start with this. Dragon Ball follows a young boy named Goku who is recruited by this teenage girl named Bulma, and Bulma is on the hunt for these things called the Dragon Balls, and if she collects all of the Dragon Balls, she is able to get one wish. And that is what happened in the first volume of the manga, and then at the end they made a wish and all of the Dragon Balls disappeared. So I believe that in the second volume they're out to get them again, if I'm not mistaken. Excited to read this, but of course I really hope I can get to all of these editions, and then if we're done there we can tackle some other volumes that I have willy-nilly around. So let's get to it. I'm so tired. My son has not really been sleeping so far tonight. I'm tapping out. I have this much left of the manga to go. I'm just gonna finish this tomorrow and I'm just gonna extend until later in the night or until as far as I can go with reading. But I'm going to sleep now, I think. Okay, good night. Hello, we're getting serious now, okay? I got home from brunch with my dad and I did finish Dragon Ball the Viz Big Edition Volume 2, which I did really enjoy. I ended up ultimately giving this 3.5 stars. This definitely felt more like a filler volume to me because it's closing out one arc and starting another. The first arc ends with the strongest under the heavens competition, which was a relief to me because I honestly really did not like that section. It is definitely a filler volume in and of itself, probably when they are divided into their solo mangas. And I was growing really bored of the competition because I don't really like battle scene after battle scene after battle scene. And I know that's a little bit ironic considering this is a shonen manga, but just having an entire volume that consists of just battles upon battles that would lead to Goku winning was just really boring to me. However, the second half of this manga, the Red Ribbon arc, is what's really interesting to me. Even though it seems like it will be obviously a repetition of the first volume where we're just searching for the Dragon Balls with Bulma, it is what I love about the series. So I am happy to be with them, to be searching once again for the Dragon Balls. Obviously, much like with the rest of the series, I do have to mention that Akira Toriyama does include a lot of creepy and sexual jokes, often at the expense of women. So I want to mention that because it does limit me fully enjoying the experience. And so yeah, that paired with the influx of battle scenes in the beginning led me to a 3.5 stars, but I will be purchasing the next volume. And the next omnibus I think I'm going to read is Attack on Titan Volume 2, right? Yeah, 4, 5, and 6. If you don't know what Attack on Titan is, it is a manga anime series by Hajime Isayama that follows humanity at the brink of extinction, and they're forced to like live in these walled cities to protect themselves from these giant humanoid creatures named Titans. The story follows a young boy named Eren Yeager, who after a Titan attacks his town and ultimately kills his mother, he joins the Survey Corps, which is an elite like part of the army that goes out and hunts and kills the Titans. So I'm going to read the second volume. I love the anime series. I never continued, I think, after the second season. So for me, once I'm past wherever the second season ends in the mangas, it will be all new to me. So I'm really excited to continue. Hello. So let's talk about how I finished the omnibus for Attack on Titan Volume 2, and I gave this 4 stars. I feel like Attack on Titan is among some of the most interesting media that I've ever consumed. The most intriguing aspect to this, and I think within every volume, but this one I just feel like a bit more than the first, is the underlying world building that is revealed throughout each volume. There is so much mystery to these books, like specifically about the Titans, yes, but also the overall creation of the setting that we're in. It's something that I always love about dystopias, specifically that reveal of why the society is the way it is. Are they isolated? Are they the only aspect of society that's like this? And with every volume of Attack on Titan, I feel like we're getting closer, or at least getting a bit more answers and more questions really to why we are in the situation that we are in. The art in these volumes is so gruesome, and I really appreciate that choice from Isayama. The Titans especially, like their facial expressions are so grotesque. My main complaint for this omnibus collection specifically, and I guess the volumes that it comprises, is the flow, the overall flow of the storytelling. We jump between Eren and everyone else when they were trainees before Eren turns into a Titan, and when they are a part of the Survey Corps after Eren turns into a Titan. But there's no like real indication that these are flashbacks or we're moving in between timelines. You kind of sort of have to figure it out based on context clues. I just felt like it was really confusing, and it took me an embarrassingly long amount of time to really place myself within the timeline. And I had to like reread sections to really understand what was happening. So that's why I gave it a 4 stars and not a 5 stars. But Attack on Titan is definitely a manga series that I will be continuing. I will be purchasing the next omnibus volume. And now I have 3 omnibus volumes left that I could read. I'm thinking I might as well just go with the last Full Metal Alchemist omnibus volume that I have, just because it's like the theme of this video. I'm just continuing in series. Battle Angel Alita and Naruto are starts of series. So this is Full Metal Alchemist volume, I don't remember, but it contains 16, 17, and 18 by Hiromu Arakawa. And this follows 2 brothers, Edward and Alphonse. And in a failed alchemical ritual gone wrong, Edward loses his arm and his leg, and Alphonse loses his entire body and is put into a suit of armor. Edward becomes a state alchemist in order to find the Philosopher's Stone. The brothers are looking for the Philosopher's Stone in order to sort of reverse what was happened to them. So that is where the story is. But obviously at this volume, so much has happened, and I fear like kind of spoiling it anymore. So I won't go any more into the synopsis, and I will just continue reading. Hey. How y'all doing? So I come to you to explain that last night my partner came home and told me that we were going to celebrate his birthday at his parents' house. So did the 24 hours really happen? No. Did I finish Full Metal Alchemist? No. I'm barely a dent in, maybe a volume. So now you may be asking yourself, it's not really a 24-hour period. You would be right. But what I'm thinking of doing is I think I'm just going to turn this into like getting through the omnibuses on my manga TBR. And then that's the video that this will be. And I think it'll be a lot easier. Technically, like I said, we weren't really about 24 hours. So I am still reading this probably in the amount of 24 hours. So I feel like that's a win-win for all of us. I'm going to continue reading this. It did take me a really long time last night. So that's the critique I think I'm going to give this one, is that I'm not fully invested in where the characters are right now in the volume that I read. So I'm going to continue reading this. We're going to continue reading these, and then the video will be over. Hello, so I have completed Full Metal Alchemist volume 6, but really volume 16, 17, and 18. And I know I said before that the beginning was really slow, but I'm coming to you at the end, and I feel like this was the one of, at least, the most interesting Full Metal Alchemist volumes that I've read in a while. I always love winter settings in books. I find them to be the most intriguing, and specifically with Full Metal Alchemist, a winter setting really provides an additional like challenge for our characters, as obviously metal and the automail parts that they have are going to freeze. They need specific scientific advancements to be able to function properly. So I think that that was a really great addition, especially to get Winry to where the brothers are. I love the new character of General Armstrong. I think she's really cool. I'm interested to see how she will either like aid or affect the plot. I think that that's going to be really intriguing. Something else that I really liked in this, and it has been touched upon in the ginormous like overarching theme of Full Metal Alchemist, but in this one specifically, I think it was really interesting because we had two characters from Ishval, and there's a wider discussion about like Amestris and their role as a colonial power and imposing this power onto surrounding people and surrounding countries, and then that relationship with the people of Ishval. And there's two characters in here who are discussing their roles in this like post-colonial ideology. It's a direct discussion on colonial power and military advancement, specifically without getting into spoilers, what their role in the like winter setting is going to be. It makes me feel for all the characters because obviously we have the Elric brothers from Amestis and we love them and we've grown to love them, but we also feel for the people of Ishval and what was done to them by the Amestris government, right? And the state alchemists. And that's always a discussion or a topic of discussion within the books. So there's these internal struggles and concerns that they have to deal with while also dealing with this wider issue that I don't want to get into spoilers about. Surrounding all of that, the last few pages in this volume, so the last few pages in volume 18, showed the Elric brothers' father, and I just feel like the final volumes of this series are going to get really intense, and I need to buy the next volumes right away. So very happy with that. I gave it 4 stars. We have 2 omnibuses left to read, and what I think I'm going to do, because I'm more familiar with Naruto, I want to read this. I think I might be able to read it much faster than Battle Angel Alita. I don't know, because I've never even heard of Battle Angel Alita before someone bought it for me and wanted me to read it. So I'm going to read Naruto. It is by Masashi Kishimoto, and we're gonna see what I think. Hello, welcome to the end of the vlog. It is a couple days later. I am not feeling 100%. My son is not feeling 100%. This entire house is not feeling 100%. Was it a great time to do this vlog? No. However, I did read a substantial amount of stuff, and within that, I just finished Naruto, the Omnibus Volume 1 by Masashi Kishimoto. Also, if you hear my son crying in the background, don't worry, he's fine. It's just that he wants to be comforted by me, and so he is not having it right now in the living room. So I want to do this quite quickly, as quickly as possible. I finished Naruto yesterday, just did not have time at all to come and summarize my final thoughts for you, but I did end up enjoying Naruto a lot more than I thought I was going to. I watched some of the anime when I was younger, but it didn't exactly pull me in as much as like other animes did. Like, I have a Digimon tattoo, I have a Pokemon tattoo, I have a Dragon Ball Z tattoo. There were things that piqued my interest a bit more than Naruto. So I was worried that this wasn't going to be the manga for me because I just don't have that like nostalgic feeling for it like I do with Dragon Ball, let's say. But I actually found the story to be quite fun to read, and most of that is due to the personality of the main characters. Naruto is a really funny character on his own. I really enjoy his spunk. It even made me like smile and giggle sometimes. He was quite funny. Obviously, I was going to enjoy Sasuke because he is like the emo little bad boy, and that is a character that I do tend to enjoy, especially when they have this like backstory that's really intriguing. However, I will say I was disappointed with the way that Sakura is written. Despite also being a ninja just like Naruto and Sasuke, she just stands around and does nothing, and then she just comments and talks about how she would do this, she would do that, she's better than them, but she doesn't do anything. She could be helping, she could be doing something, and based on the reviews of this first manga, at least a lot of people do think that. So I'm hoping that she comes more into her personality, more into being a ninja. We'll see. I don't have that much faith just because of when this manga was written. Going based off of this, I enjoyed it. I probably will pick up the next volume. I'm hoping to enjoy it just as much as I did. Very surprised by it. Gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. So let's summarize the omnibuses that I read. So this was less of a 24-hour manga vlog and more of how many omnibuses I could get through within 48 hours. And the answer is not that much. So I gave Dragon Ball 4 stars. A lot of that is based on nostalgia, but a lot is because I know Or did I give it 3.5 actually? I think it was a 3.5 because of that whole arc. I completely forgot about the Strongest Man arc. Yes, okay, 3.5 stars. Attack on Titan will always get me with the intrigue factor. So I gave this a 4 stars. Full Metal Alchemist volume 6, I think, gave this 4 stars as well. Very intriguing setting, and the world building and backstory is finally like really developing and starting to make a lot more sense to me. So really enjoyed that. And then once again, Naruto, 4 stars. Really enjoyed this more than I thought I would. There is one omnibus left on my TBR, so I will save that for another 24-hour manga readathon. And I will also be purchasing every single next omnibus that is available at the bookstore because I want to continue in all of these series. So in a way, it was still a win, just not the win that I was hoping for, you know what I mean? And that's it for this video. Please let me know down below if you've read any of these mangas. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Let me know. What am I in for? If you would like to follow me on any of my other social medias, I do leave a link down below to my Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram if you would like to follow me there. Of course, you know, all of these are owned by billionaires who want to be oligarchs, who want to be in charge of the world. And I don't fully support it, but because we live in a capitalistic society, they're there if you want to follow me. Because it is the end of the video, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. It does wonders for my channel, makes me feel really good. And that's it. I never know how to end these things, so I will see you next time. Okay, bye.